In July 1952, the airspace over Washington, D.C. was the most monitored and strictly restricted patch of sky on the planet. The United States military operated with the absolute confidence of a superpower. Their radar networks and interceptor squadrons were designed to ensure that no aircraft could enter the capital without explicit permission. That sense of control vanished on a quiet Saturday night. Controllers at Washington National Airport looked at their radar screens and found multiple unidentified objects moving deep within the prohibited zone. Whoever or whatever was up there had moved into the most sensitive airspace in the country without triggering a single alarm. Radar operators tracked the targets as they accelerated to speeds that exceeded the capabilities of any known jet of the era. Then the objects did something that defied the laws of momentum. Moving at hundreds of miles per hour, they would come to a dead stop in midair instantly. A 1950 jet requires a wide arc to change direction, but these objects made sharp 90-degree turns without slowing down. Stopping that quickly generates G-forces that would crush a pilot and rip apart conventional aircraft. Yet these objects remained intact, hovering directly over the Capitol building and the White House for hours. The intruders operated with a mastery of physics that existing American technology could not replicate or counter, exposing a technology gap that the military was unprepared to address. While some officials hoped the radar was simply malfunctioning, the data was quickly corroborated by pilots in the air. Multiple commercial and military pilots reported seeing intensely bright orange-white orbs that hovered in the dark before shooting away at impossible speeds. These reports weren't limited to the cockpit. On the ground, thousands of citizens across the city were standing outside, watching the same lights move across the sky. Analysis of the flight paths showed the objects weren't drifting. They were flying in coordinated geometric patterns, maintaining specific formations throughout the night. When independent radar stations, seasoned pilots, and observers on the ground all verified the same specific flight patterns, the event shifts from a technical glitch to a documented encounter with something physical and controlled. As the sightings continued, the Air Force scrambled F-94 Starfire jets to intercept the lights. Every time the jets approached the target's coordinates, the lights accelerated and vanished before the pilots could get within visual range. When the interceptors reached their low fuel limit and headed back to base, the lights would immediately reappear in the exact same positions they had occupied before the scramble. The targets reacted to the interceptors with tactical precision, withdrawing when approached and reclaiming their positions the moment the jets turned back. This reactive behavior suggests the objects were monitoring the military's response in real time and matching their movements to our own. After days of activity, the sightings ended as abruptly as they began. The objects vanished, leaving no physical trace behind. To calm the public, the government held the largest press conference since World War II. They claimed the sightings were caused by a temperature inversion. They argued a temperature inversion trapped cool air near the ground, acting as a lens that bounced radar signals to create false ghost targets. But this fails to account for human evidence. Inversions are invisible, yet thousands reported bright, physical lights. Furthermore, weather anomalies do not possess the intelligence to deliberately evade intercepting aircraft or wait for fuel-depleted jets to leave before returning to a target. The Washington flap left behind a chilling conclusion. In 1952, a superior intelligence demonstrated it could bypass our most advanced defenses at will, not to attack, but to watch.